And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll and track the open. Stand by for your move 6. Stand by to open up talent mics.
Goes all the way, scores, and Liberty, Big South champions.
And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And insert font 1. Open up the mic, start your move 6, animate. Set 4 with just font 2, and dissolve. Welcome to the Liberty Flames Sports Network.
I'm Dylan Harrell, and I work with LFSN as a director, technical director, and camera operator.
I bet you're wondering, why am I watching this basketball game? Well, that is because this is what most people will ever see in a sports broadcast. What your average viewer does not see is what happens behind the scenes. These men and women put their passion and love into broadcasting the sports that you love. Let's check out what they're up to. This is the Liberty Flames Sport Network main control room at the Vine Center. Currently, they are preparing the broadcast for a women's basketball game. Now let's take a tour of this phenomenal control room and what each person's key role is. Let's take a look at the important roles at the front line. They are the technical director, producer, and replay operators. The producer is the one who produces the show, meaning that ahead of time, the producer has a rundown sheet ready for how the broadcast will look like. Also, not every game will have the same producer, thus some sports broadcasts may not seem similar to the other. The next person is the director. He sits in between the producer and the TD. The director is the brains of the broadcast because he is the one that commands the TD and camera operators what to do. For example, telling the TD to have a certain camera live or telling a camera operator what shot he needs to be capturing. Once the broadcast goes live, the director can be creative with what he wants to show. But if the producer wants something specific, he has to listen to the producer. Next we have the TD, or more specifically, the technical director. This person listens to the director's commands to know which specific buttons to push to switch between several camera angles, replay channels, and Chiron inputs. The TD has complete control of what appears on the live broadcast. Just as the director is the brains of the operation, the TD is the body. Here we have our replay operators. From the far side, red, blue, X, and Y. It is possible to have only one replay operator, but since this is a larger broadcast, there are 3. Each operator's job is different. However, they all have the same job of capturing replays. Notice also how the producer sits next to the replay operators. That is because the producer needs to see which replay operator has the best replay possible to choose from. Now, how the replay operators' jobs are different are that the first 2 operators are responsible for making packages, while the third operator is in charge of cueing right commercial sets. Now let's take a look at the positions that are not as directly in control of the broadcast as these 4. This position is called the video shader. His main job is to set proper white balance and color temperature of each camera before the show, and to adjust the iris of each camera if he needs to throughout the game. Right now he is white balancing with the shading chart. It tells a shader what pure white looks like under certain lighting conditions. This person is EIC, as known as Engineer in Charge. He is in charge of problem solving any sort of technical issue that would cause a problem during a live broadcast. To fix certain issues, the EIC will come into the engineering room where he is able to fix a variety of problems, such as a live video feed bugging out. Now we have the audio engineer. This person controls the ears of the broadcast. Right now he is trimming music. His main job is to mix audio level throughout the broadcast. Before the game, he sends a secondary audio engineer to place a wireless microphone to the talents and check all the audio levels. During the game, he controls the sound you hear through the TV to make sense of what you are watching during the broadcast. Now we are on the basketball court. If you look behind you, you will see the game's commentators. One person is the play-by-play, who talks about live gameplay, and the other is the analyst, who analyzes the game. The commentators are in direct contact with the producer at all times, so as to know when their microphones are live. Now back to the control room. The final position we are covering is a Chiron operator. He is in charge of making every graphic on a broadcast. He updates live stats, rosters, and everything else the producer asks him to make. This is an intense job, so the Chiron operator normally has an assistant helping. We hope you have enjoyed this tour of how a sports broadcast operates. Each position is equally as important as the other. Now you can brag to your friends and family that you know the ins and outs of a sports broadcast. See you at the next game.